What's going on, cryptocurrency universe? It's the Bitcoin miner here, guys, and I hope everybody's doing well. In today's video, we're gonna finish off this crazy computer here, sort of. It depends on what we're gonna wind up doing with this back due to the fan height and the airflow. So I've got just 2 pies left to put in and a little bit left to put in these posts. So guys, stay tuned and let's finish building this thing together. So I've got to put in this post over here to lock the swing down. This has been so much fun, but tiring at the same time. And like I said before in other videos, if you guys have been following along, this has been a family build, and it's definitely been a lot of fun. You know, my daughter's helped me. Even my 2-year-old son comes out here and helps me count the cables. So it's just been a lot. But this has been a long time coming. It's been weeks just to get to this point. Very, very tedious. Very, very step by step, as you can see, me just trying to get this in. Now, I've already pre-run these last 2 wires I've got to put in, so I've just put in the post. Now, what I've got to think about here, though, is this one's going to be the top, and this one's going to be the next one. I need to bring this one down under here. Is how am I going to get this wiring nest in? At the same time, as you guys can see, the SSD, the micro SSDs are here. You got to be very careful not to click those. As you can tell, the wires are getting thicker and thicker as we get back to this point. So I need to make a little hole right here. Gotta be extra careful. And there's a lot of weight and pressure on the wires. So you want to make sure to give yourself plenty of slack. And don't put any more weight or pressure on any other parts as we try to get these in. All right, let's do it. What I'm really worried about, guys, is moving this thing. I've got to get it into the server rack. Oh boy, this is going to be fun and challenging. My wife is due in 2 weeks, unable to help me, so I think I'm going to be a lone wolf over here and coming up with a plan to move this stuff. You saw me move the server rack by myself. I think I can do it. I don't want to do it, but we'll see. Let's see how this works out. I have an idea. As you can see, I'm strapping some stuff down over here. So I'm already working on it. But let's keep getting this guy in. I know I'm making this look easy right now. And that's only because we did the homework. I mean, putting the screws in at the bottom has been challenging. As you guys can tell, it's kind of set up and where it's hovering so I can access the bottom here and get to the screws. So I was actually very happy. Every one of these Pi setups, stacks of 6, has 3 screws in it, at least. Most of them have 4. There's about 3 of them with 3. As much as I tried, something was wrong and I could not get them to line up. So I'm actually very impressed with that. If you guys saw my videos, you can tell my prior video where I was showing you how to line up the holes. It's not easy to get these holes pinpoint accurate. I was learning the hard way, and learning the hard way right now about trying to line up these holes. I seem to have gotten stuck. Okay, here we go. No, we're stuck. Why are we stuck? Oh, and the worst thing is don't drop the screws. Please don't drop the screws. I spent an hour last night fishing a screw out of here. And these things are brass. They're not magnetic. No easy way There we go. I got it untangled. Oh, my wire nest. I really hope everything works. Bingo. We're in place. Okay. Just gotta make sure we got the right screws. All right. One left, guys. There's 126 possible locations. As I said, we're leaving out the back 3. This one is intended to be the mother because it will not be mining. It will not need the drastic cooling. And we will see about putting them here, adding them on these 2 locations. Because if I do that, there'll be 1,000 cores in this rig. 1,000 cores. It's kind of crazy to think that in a U4 server. I'm not sure if this is a real supercomputer or not, but to me, this is a supercomputer. It's probably the closest thing I've ever going to see to a supercomputer all in one. So it's rather exciting for me, and I'm having a lot of fun, as you can tell. But I'm at the final leg of getting this in. I still have got to run the power for this one, but I can reach the power right here. As you can see, it's pretty easy. Unlike these are very difficult because of these posts and so forth. Oh, here we go. Now another thing to consider is you guys can, if you watched my cooling these things videos, make sure to pedal back. I was building up, teaching you guys how and all the crucial steps you would need to know, most of them, to be able to follow along and do this. And if you guys are interested as well, I love building these. So, you know what, maybe we can look into building them out and shipping them, or, maybe even hosting them. We have the ability to host it. So send me an email if that's something that you might be interested in doing, or you don't want to do it yourself. Just something to think about. All right. We're on to the last one. Well, the last one before it goes into the server rack. Still have to figure out how to get this thing in the server rack. Oof, this is going to be fun. I need to make one more hole right here. Please don't let me drop any more screws. Oh, by the way, guys, if you do drop a screw and your magnet won't work because these things are brass, clamp pliers. These things are awesome. You can hook it. Yes, these were my favorite tool for getting them out. I had to build one too many stacks from the bottom up. All right, final board. Number 123. Yeah! Can't wait to plug this thing in too. That's going to be another fun thing. Hopefully you guys have went back and saw my power supply build. Putting these things or powering them is, and especially something like this, is much easier said than done. As I was learning, as I was going through my research. Would this work like this? Oh, it does work like this. Well, maybe. Without putting too much pressure on anything. Not necessarily. But I hope this... Oh, here we go. Oh. Yeah. At the same time, we need to be able to, speaking of my favorite tool, kind of get in here and be able to look down just to make sure that they're all inward. So it's kind of really tough to see down here. Maybe I want to do that. And then we're going to kind of discuss some stuff I was noticing as I'm kind of going through this. Oh, yeah. As you can tell, it's super, super tight in this corner. You guys are getting a bird's eye view on this setup. This side is not as tight as this side. I obviously somehow allowed myself to get a little tighter over here than I did here, and I'm really paying for it. It's it's much more difficult here than it was there. I think I got really good spacing on this side, and I think I got really good spacing on this side, but I think I could pull another millimeter easy on this one, as you guys can see. So maybe 1 millimeter here, 1 millimeter there, and that'll give you an extra 2 millimeters right in here. And believe it or not, that's enough for a cable width stacked up to fit, and I think it would make all the difference in the world. I had to go back and kind of do this again, but just food for thought. Oh, here we go. Oh. All right, come on. There we go. All right, it's in place. Nope, doesn't seem to have any extra weight on it. All right, guys, Eureka! Let's do this. Please don't drop any screws. Watch, as much as I'm saying this, I'm gonna drop a screw. I really hope I'm not jinxing myself right now. Please. Alright. A word to the wise. Says I feel like I'm jinxing myself right now. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to take two, make them real tight. I learned this the hard way. And I'm going to create a stack so it's easier for me to hold. I'm going to take one, and we're going to lightly screw it on. And use the stack to place it, hold it, remove the stack. I hope you guys understand how much of a good tip that was. I put way too many pies in one by one. Okay guys, last two. And just to think, I had the thought that I could even increase this density more than what it currently is, but I'm really second guessing that. I think this is just about the max density you're going to be able to get out of one of these things. And really, you know, there's a lot to consider, but I'm confident that these fans will move enough air and have enough static pressure to pull through all of this. And as I said earlier, the top part may get a little warm on me, so I may need to fan these out. But I think I got distracted trying to put this pie in. So there's a chance we'll come back and fan all of these top ones up. You know, take each individual one and fan them out. You can use a tool like this. These are just great. And you can just pop them each in and just fan them out. Okay, congratulations ladies and gentlemen, all the pies are installed. Woohoo! This is an exciting time, but also a dreadful time. Now I know I have to figure out how to move the wire nest. Okay, well guys, that's a video, that's the next video, once I figure out how to move the wire nest and consider about getting this in. But I really think I'm going to wind up doing the same thing here, grouping them into groups, strapping them down to the case, and that way if there's any small issues, it will reduce the pressure from the wires coming in. The good news is the bottom of the stacks is the first wire, so it's really hard to kind of pull the first wires in, so they're the ones taking the most pressure. And I think once I get that done, it's really not too heavy. You can put the lid on this and fold the wires on top and move it that way and then slide it into the rack. So, all right guys, I appreciate you hanging out with me and watching the video. Remember to like and subscribe, and talk to you guys later on. Keep mining on.
Hi, I'm Mike Tatongi, lead developer for the Verus project. Imagine a new world. Everything you value is safe and secure. Everything you do, see, say, and hear can be verified if you choose. Everyone you meet can present a verifiable reflection of the sum of their lifetime experiences. A society where your values, votes, and voice can be immutably expressed and secured by your community. All your data is verified, private, protected, and provable, enabling exchanges of self-evident truths. A society where equity of opportunity is available to all. Kindness can be exchanged without fear of fraud or humiliation. All exchanges can be certified, smart, and secure without the need to rely on costly intermediaries. Imagine a worldwide network as scalable and as accessible as today's internet, capable of processing financial transactions in dollars, euros, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all major currencies, even custom currencies or auto-rebalancing multi-currency baskets defined by any organization or individual. This network is not run by any single company or government. Instead, it's a network of independent networks, all connected by a strong cryptographic protocol that ensures all funds of all currencies are accounted for flawlessly, and by doing so enables anyone in the world to contribute to powering it while enhancing its security and take a reward for doing so. Not only can anyone participate in this network by helping it run, the network makes it easy for anyone worldwide to create new fractal subnetworks that are launched from the network and after launch are completely independent from, yet fully connected and interoperable with all other parts of the network. With each new community, country, company, or cause that creates its own subnetwork, the network of networks does not congest, but instead it gains the independent processing of a new subnetwork along with its additional scale and power. Imagine that all the network could be accessed and used by people, organizations, businesses, and governments easily, securely, and without any complex programming. You've probably already guessed that I'm not talking about Bitcoin, which is a decentralized tour de force, but only a single currency network. I'm also not talking about any near-term evolution of Ethereum or Ethereum-like networks, which are fundamentally single currency networks as well. Yes, I did just say that Ethereum is a single currency network. That may surprise some people, so let me explain. ETH is, in fact, the only currency that has provable accounting as part of Ethereum's blockchain protocol. It's only contracts, code, written, copied, and or modified by many, many separate devs and companies interacting on a simulated computer, the Ethereum virtual machine, all of which hopefully follow best practices and conventions that enable Ethereum to transact in currencies besides ETH itself. The issue is that these contracts define currencies and engage in currency transfers between users and each other without any network-wide protocol that verifies those transfers' correct accounting. All contracts may also expose arbitrary functions to other contracts while operating together in what is called a Turing-complete virtual machine, meaning they can effectively do anything or make any mistake that can be written into code. Defining, accounting for, and transacting in any currency besides ETH on the Ethereum blockchain, as all similar VM-based blockchains, is a matter of how multiple contracts interact, a black box operation to the protocol which cannot be verified by design. That architecture, invented by Ethereum years ago and now used by countless protocols, leads to other risks as well. such as multi-step approval and spend operations of non-native currencies, which are quite complex for users and can expose them to phishing scams that request permission to take assets under the guise of performing another action. This new form of phishing attack on users of the most popular centralized NFT marketplace recently took about $2 million from unsuspecting users, but total losses from contracts far exceed millions on a regular basis. Estimates of losses to hackers from these contracts, not including phishing, in just the last year range from 1.3 to over $10 billion. All of that on blockchain networks running a similar VM-based architecture as Ethereum. Perhaps it's time for a better design. Imagine a multi-blockchain network with a real multi-currency protocol that verifies all transactions in all currencies as securely as Bitcoin and Ethereum verify transactions that transfer BTC or ETH. The good news is that now you can do more than just imagine. The system I've described is fully functional today on the Verus testnet and being prepared by contributors across the community now for its imminent mainnet upgrade. All technologies are currently available for application development by those early adopters who understand the opportunities in leveraging a new disruptive paradigm. It's still officially a testnet, but is fully decentralized, functional, and accessible worldwide for launching test currencies, independent and connected blockchains, on-chain exchanges of currencies and contracts, and more. Verus itself is not a new cryptocurrency. In fact, it's an independent blockchain launched May 21st, 2018, with no ICO, no pre-allocation of funds, and no development fee or rent built into the protocol whatsoever. Verus is complete with both transparent and zero-knowledge privacy protocols and an ecologically efficient, provably 51% hash attack-resistant consensus protocol. It's an evolution of Nakamoto consensus that incorporates proof of stake as well, and the only blockchain with self-sovereign, revocable, recoverable, and interoperable addresses and identities built into the core protocol. Verus identities are supported across all transaction types, compatible with other provable ID technologies, and serve as a foundation for all currencies and blockchains on the network. Applications of the Verus network extend far beyond dApps of blockchain today. Any individual, project, organization, or community needing an easy-to-use, reliable, decentralized, rent-free currency, fundraising platform, voting network, automated accounting system, or self-sovereign, revocable, recoverable identities, and a governance model can connect to the Verus Internet of Value and get started with no programming required. Solutions that used to take weeks or longer to design and code with Solidity experts can now be done better, faster, and more securely, no programming needed. With Verus's multi-chain model, scale challenges of today can be naturally solved by scaling out as needed, whether requirements call for centralized corporate, open government, or fully decentralized applications. In addition to this new technology, disruptive even among modern blockchains, the open, community-driven genesis and approach enables Verus to be the first and only rent-free, decentralized financial network capable of hosting multiple independent, yet connected real-world economies with thousands of connected blockchains, millions of fungible currencies, and billions of users. Verus is an open protocol implemented in fully open source, designed to connect, interoperate with, and serve as either independent or augmenting infrastructure for existing or completely new and more scalable, provable, fair, and trustworthy systems than what we have anywhere today. You can download the free and open source Verus wallet from verus.io, connect to the public testnet, drop by the Discord for some free test currencies, and get started. Without any actual programming, just commands, you will be able to create revocable, recoverable identities that you can then use to launch currencies, blockchains, liquidity baskets, automatically bridged ERC20 Ethereum currencies, and multi-chain applications using all currencies available on Verus or Ethereum. I look forward to seeing you around the Verus community, and thank you for your time.